Traders, 11:02 EST, time for Mike V and me. Mike, I want to start off asking you about semis. You know, they were the star of the show for a long time. They led the way up, and we've had successive new highs in S&Ps and Qs, NASDAQ. The only indexes that have been left behind so far, the Dow has not made a new high in a while, and the Russell has to be a big disappointment for Uber bulls that,
It
you know,
is.
were, yeah, they were talking about it doubling, Tom Lee and David and, all the Super Bowls.
I'll talk about that later.
Okay. So the SMH ETF, not that far away from new highs, but hasn't happened yet. And, I wanted to ask you, a lot of people are still in NVDA. I don't think that they actually liquidated on that initial break. There's too much recency bias, and they got 10 many shares on the split. So
No, they got.
yeah, I'm curious. Someone came to you and said, Mike, what would you do with the video right here? What would you tell them?
Well, bottom line, if I wasn't looking at my Twitter feed more than usual, unfortunately, I'm hearing all these, there is cash on the sidelines, a Warren Buffett indicator is higher than the bubble. I'm looking at. I'll answer your question. If I looked across the board, I would say it would be a buy because of the still rotation and money on the sidelines, and this is acting every. The answer is yes. I mean,
Okay.
this is the. If I didn't have it, okay, like you said, the Russell was up. I sold a lot of things today instead of. I don't know if I'm wrong. Instead of maybe adding on a dip.
I
You know
see.
what I mean? I use the pop to sell instead of thinking that, okay, if there is a pullback or whatever it may be, I'm seething to buy something on a dip. I'm not. The active stocks that I trade, price volume options, blah blah blah, call it what you will, are working. I have a list of them right here, which
Okay.
doesn't make me care about these indicators, but I'm hearing them chirp more in my ear. Tom Lee being something, this other guy, what is it, Michael Barry, or Mike, the guy that called the Wall Street, that got fired from every place. He just got a new job and said the market's the very call he got fired from, whatever it was, Morgan
Oh
Stanley.
yeah, 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 yeah.
He came up and said the market's going to pull back 10%. And I understand the Tom Lee situation. Just like he might be looking at sweepers like we all are. He's looking at all these things going out for leaps instead of looking at what's going to expire next week. So it's yet to be determined. I don't know if I'm going to buy Apple on a pullback or if I should short Disney, which is getting decimated on a bounce. I might,
So was that would you call it trader intuition about just wanting to take advantage of early market strength to sell?
That's exactly what it was. And you know what?
Okay.
Maybe after almost 3 decades, I have that privy to have intuition. I could be very, I'm probably wrong. Because I'm trying to time the market, if you will. But the ones that I think are not acting as well as they should and feel stretched, and me, I have 28,000 shares of some things that are, something that I don't want to get buried in. Maybe meaning the things if buried. If I get hurt in a micron or something like that, I can dance around it with a call, not my forte. But some of these things that are popping, with the market, I don't want to get caught up in. And
Okay.
maybe I left some on the table. The biggest moves come at the end. I'll stop dissertating. But there are reasons why when you pass the screen over,
Okay.
whatever it is.
I just wanted to mention yesterday I posted in the room, we were about five lower in the gold. I was posting before the opening or on the opening that gold was down five to be careful that the whole world is looking at this breakout and that it could turn out to be a fake out. Then by the end of the day, we were down 30 plus. And this is a real key area, this 23 and a half level in gold. If it takes it out, it negates the breakout, which is the reason why people got long. And if it's taken out, I don't think you should be long anymore. Silver's still acting better vis-a-vis the gold silver ratio. But there's a chance that silver, if it gets through 30, could make another trip to 28 as well. Dollar's trying to bounce. I'm not that impressed. Canada's trying to bounce from this 136 level. Very unimpressive so far because look at the rallies we got off 36 right away in Canada. Back here, boom, here, boom. And so far with as many candles, pretty weak recovery. I'm still looking for a breakdown at 136. Still negative the dollar, and just tactically a little bit negative in gold. One thing I could say about gold, when gold was down 35, 30 bucks, the shares weren't giving up the ghost at all. I mean, for gold being down over 30, GDX rallied, held. Now it's putting in, a little bit of a reversal day, but the
That's another
shares,
one. I can't figure it.
shares,
Yeah.
yeah, shares acted okay. Newmont, I want to see what happens with this breakout in gold. And one other thing I noticed today is that NAS 100 was outperforming the S&Ps by a lot early on, and it's given up that leadership. S&Ps up 8 are stronger. They're up 0.15 compared to NAS up 0.11. So careful out there.
No, well, yeah, there's a
That's
lot of
all.
hedging.
Yeah,
There's
and
Apple puts for the first time are flying off the shelves.
no kidding, that's an important thing.
I
And
point, I post, I knew you, I pointed it out to you. It's on TGH. I knew you wanted to be interested, and even if you weren't interested, that's what's going on.
Okay, that's important because that's been the leadership lately. And look at the Dow compared to the S&Ps too. Maybe you could explain that to our viewers. S&Ps, Nasdaq, they've all made new highs. I thought we'd have a chance to make a new high, but I actually bought. You gave me the symbol. It's S Dow.
Yeah,
I bought it.
I'm
Yes,
sorry about that.
that's
No,
okay. I bought it yesterday. So at the close. So it's a bit of a push, but I don't know what's really holding up back the Dow, but I think it's the first time in quite some time that the Dow is really lagging the S&Ps and Nasdaq. I'm not sure what's in the 30 stocks that's really putting a drag on the Dow, but I think it's uh, just like the Russell that hasn't made new highs with the market for a while. Now you can add another one. Supposed to be some of the 30 best stocks in the country, and they're not making new highs. It's so concentrated, man. I heard a
oh,
guy joke. He goes, we're not covering the S&P or Nasdaq anymore because it's not representative of the market.
no,
And it was kind of a joke. How can you not cover it? But, they're saying because it's so concentrated, a lot of people are down on the year with, the move we've had. If you're not in the right stuff, you're not cleaning up like it looks like you should be,
I'm on a video. Yeah, I'm
So
listening.
anyway, tell us what you're doing today. Thanks for the heads up on the Apple. Are they buying short-term puts? What strike are they buying in Apple? Just curious.
Listening on TGH. Uh,
There's Apple. What a
it's on
moonshot.
TGH. I'm not. Yeah. What are they? I don't know. They're on
Okay.
TGH.
All right. Someone asked the other day about what other indicator I use with RSI. If you look at my charts and watching my videos, whoever the new member is, you'll see that I just use RSI. I don't need MACD and all the other momentum indicators. I think that's actually confusing. So
Less the better. Bottom
I
line. I
just
don't know how
use
to
one.
articulate it. Go up. Bottom line. Apple bearish. August puts. August 2. August 24.
Okay. And what strike?
Uh, 225. Fact.
Okay. $20 out of the money about, or 10, something like that. So they're sticking pretty close to the money here. So why don't you tell us what you did some selling. What did you take money off the table on today, Mike?
So, what did I take money off the table? Mike, I like the gold ratio. I took it gold. What did I take off the table? Okay, I'll show you. I took off, let me, we share screen?
I gave it to you.
I took up IONQ. I had, I don't know how many of this, like 30,000 IONQ. I took this off. Let me show, where is it? IONQ. Executions, IONQ. I sold a bunch of this, really, like 30,000, 770, 778. Let's go here, for example. IONQ. So, I had this from like 680. That's where I'm selling, whatever. I really sold. So, that's one, for example,
Nice trade.
that I took profits in. That I'm also
30
buying other things.
30%.
What else? Hold on. Somebody's freaking killing me here. Let me go back to my pages. All right, I'm going back to my screen, and here I go. Okay, what did I take profits in? I took profits in cores. I took a bunch of cores, sold a bunch of it 1040. Here's cores, a nice run.
All right, I'm seeing a blank screen and Skype up on the screen. There you go. There's cores.
Took profits in cores. I took profits in BTDR after a nice run.
I don't think you're going to miss anything on the last two you showed me. They look like very nice outs.
ASTS, I took profits in a stock like that.
Yeah.
Nike, I'm actually acting well. I might build into that. But listen, this is the board, as you can see on my screen.
Yeah, got
some
it.
Some of these, like a D-Dog and, the best of breeds, if you will, even Square. I came along Square. I sold 8,000, literally, up here at 65.24 Square. And now it's, this was the chart. This is, let me punch this up because it's relevant. Sold. Executions. I literally sold like 2,000, 3,000, 65.19, 65.22 Square, 65.35. This stock I've been watching. It's been holding. I thought it was going to pop. It's been holding. It didn't pop. So it didn't work. I made a little money on it, but I was down and I moved on. But this is the point I'm trying to make now. I'm focused. All right. I'm not sure if I'm here. Are you going to buy Apple on a dip at the market, or are you going to short Disney on a bounce? You know what I mean? Are you going to short Deere on a little bit of an S&P bounce, which, by the way, puts are flying off the shelf? And by the way,
looks really bad.
Considering if you go to the weekly, I don't think they're hedging here.
Yeah.
So
they're
buying,
on this.
and they're Caterpillar. So listen, they're buying Cat. They're shorting Cat. They're shorting Lennar. There's Lennar. You couldn't stop this thing, Coach.
Yeah.
All right, now they're shorting Lennar. So do I short Lennar on a bounce? Do I buy NVIDIA on a dip? Am I buying ARM on a dip? You know what I mean? Am I going to add to some Chevron on a pullback? So, for me, as I started in the beginning, my stocks are working. I took MYO. There's a stock with huge volume, range, price action, volume. Another one that I was long, JMIA. Finished CPNG, I'm long now. I'm long CPNG here. I know where I am. It's also a, whatever it is. It's a South African.
Looks like a flag.
Yeah, it's a South African Amazon. By the way, the stocks that are going to the mean to the reversion to the mean. I know what the thing is. I'm being facetious. Buy.
I notice on your screen China's working today.
It's flying. They're flying, and I have them giddy up.
Yeah,
There's a chart on buy, but So I understand that the Buffett indicator is there, and the Nasdaq is whatever 8% over. Whatever 8% over the 10-day. I get all of it. I understand that VIX is suppressed. You know what I mean? I get it that GLD is pulling back, but still taking tremendous amount of January calls yesterday to answer your question. PBI calls are loading up. This could be an MYO. Who knows? Is it a little long in the tooth? But that's what they're doing. If you don't like it, maybe mark it down, get on the TradeView demo account.
Wow. So they're buying Jan calls in the miners?
GLD. Only GLD I saw.
Okay. All right. That's a long-term bet. That's way out there.
It is what it is. All right. Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay. Tesla can keep going up as maybe Apple or Microsoft maybe pull a doji, if you will, off the top or something. I don't know. We've seen Tesla go down every day and the Nasdaq go up to all-time highs. Might reverse. Who cares? They're taking up. You know what? I like this stock, TME. It's a China play. Calls, price action, but range. TME.
Looks good.
Tennyson, China. Look at this thing. All right. So China's acting well. Let's go to the weekly. Even the weekly, your situation. It's got a decent move in it. It's got some juice. You know, is it something I build in? Do I buy 20 here and just walk away? I don't know. And another one that's taking, I don't like them, but they are TAL. In EDU, there's China education stocks. Actually, TAL I don't like. EDU is taking, maybe it's worth 100 shares here. This thing's got it in it. Believe me. PDD back from the dead. You know what I mean? That might be flagging for up. So I don't know. You know what I mean, Coach? I know Tom Lee said the market's bullish, but this is what I said again. Let me go back to TGH. And this might wipe off sentiment. I'm not sure yet.
Do you know what this means? I heard it from Steve Miller that with the S&Ps up here near 5,600, that the market is 200% of GDP.
I heard
What does that mean?
I have no Coach. Listen, this is, I say it to be, sometimes I do have an opinion, but this, I'll leave that to the professionals.
Okay.
All right, here. This guy got fired from Morgan Stanley's Wilson. There he goes. Mike Wilson is back. The man who predicted 20 of the last zero stock sell-off. He's back. Warns that a 10% correction is likely. Okay, so the guy's timing, he's pressing. No,
they also fired that Kovalnik guy. What's his first name?
Kalanovic.
And he was pretty Klonovic, and he
was
pretty good.
He's been been the hottest guy over the last decade.
And now he's gone.
And he's wrong 1 year, and that's it.
What a forgiving business.
Literally. All right, so I understand. So okay, does this guy make the market a little bit more bullish because he's pressing? Does that wipe out a little sentiment? I don't know.
I don't know how he still has his job.
Sentiment is there, Coach. Listen, the bottom line is hedge funds are short. They covered a lot of their indices short. They're short individual stocks, which is why the stocks are outperforming the indices, if you will, or the IWM is underperforming. So,
why is the Dow underperforming, Mike? What's in there that's like a big chip on their shoulder, something weighing it down.
Who's in the Dow anymore, Coach. It's like my mom says, how'd the Dow do today? I'm like, I could tell you every trade. I could tell you every eighth in a stock in a.
Well, your mom and I are the same generation. Son.
Disney. I don't know. Exxon.
Okay.
What else is in there? It's not Kodak. I don't even know what's in there. Who cares?
All right. Okay. Just interesting.
Let's look at another stock that I'm building into eBay. That's a stock I keep going into. Oh, hold on. Everybody knows it. Still taking a look. Flow. It could be a binary situation. I don't know. But there's the daily, comes back every day. There's the weekly, you know where you're at. I mean, it's got the move in it. It's another one. So am I seeding to buy every dip back when the market pulls back, just like in the video? No, I'm not sure yet. So thank God I'm simplifying things so I don't go insane. I'm still going with price action, volume, and option flow. Or else
How about uranium? CCJ, how's that?
Down. Every day it's going down. I didn't look at it today. There it is.
Yeah, like a grind down.
You know what it looks like? The XLE. To a degree.
Yeah, energy. Yeah.
So CCJ, it's clear there. You want to take a stab, I get it. But one wrong move, you're going to test the 45 to 200 day. And if Coach says if you do that, then you're probably going to 40. So what do you want to do? You want to take a stab? I get it. But you know where you're at.
RSI reading was a real clear divergence at the last high. Pretty clear. Yeah. Okay.
Any question? Hold on. Let me go to the page here. Any questions? We go to the live account.
Cyber.
Let's go to who's watching. Any questions? We go to the live account. McDooley, Airbnb. Airbnb had calls yesterday, Mickey, and I sold it. I'll show you my executions on the Airbnb.
Okay.
Airbnb, new share. Mike V. Executions. Airbnb. Yesterday. I sold Airbnb 700 at 151.58. Right there. Right at the close. What a piker. And it was taking, you know what? It was taking calls. That was yesterday's fill. So 700, 151.58. Today it's 154. Held the gap.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It looks great. I should buy it here. Put my ego aside. If I didn't own it, what would I do? I'm not saying
that's a great point, Mike.
Now, but it's something that, what?
That's a great point because you know what you can do. Even if you have a position, you could still always ask yourself that question. If I was flat, what would I do here?
But coach, it helps with backing if you're with the trend, volume and flow.
Yeah.
It gives you more confidence.
But it's a good question to ask a lot, whether you're flat or whether you have a position. Just pretend you don't. It takes out the subjectivity and say, what would I do with this? Would I buy, sell, or nothing?
Nike. If I
Nike.
own Nike, would I buy it here? I'm in it. The answer is no. And
Yeah.
I'm in it. So I apologize for being hypocritical. Sometimes it happens. You know, I'm not, it's what do I own it from? I own it from 79. Horrible trade. It pisses me off. I'd rather be down 50. I know what I'm saying. 50% in a low floater than down 10% in Nike. It's harder to make back. At least you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean. You're
One
down
hell of a
10%. You're down 10. Listen, if you own Disney from like 102, I have a better chance of getting my money back in Riven going back to 20. You know what I mean? Down 25% if you
Yeah.
will, or 30%.
More alpha in it.
Yeah, exactly. So neither is comfortable, but you know what happens. So I'm watching watching what they're doing. Silver lows, TLT new lows. Hold on, my little screen
Well,
here.
Paul's speaking.
TLT lows, Tesla, U.S. dollar highs. Powell, banks at the highs. China names volume movers. There you go. It's simple. You know what I mean? And you want to really simplify it? It's right here. Most active on the day.
What were those SPY puts in the Jesus
Oh, I
feed
knew.
that
Wait,
you just
you know
had?
what? Anything bearish, okay. If it was SPY bullish, you would have missed it. Believe me.
No, I would have looked at it, but you don't see SPY bearish
SPY bearish
from
July
on the
10th.
Jesus feed much.
July
Do
10th.
you?
No, you don't.
So so I'm
Look at the
curious.
bottom left. QQQ, some selling.
Yeah.
But SPY bearish all across the board. Look at this. It's costing me bazillions being on here right now. All
All
across
right.
the.
Well, go back to work. I think we've covered a lot of ground.
Hold on a second. Well, I don't listen. Here's Apple. All those puts is working. Not yet. What else? Banks. Citicorp still taking calls. Is okay. Citibank taking calls. All right. So the spies are bullish. Are you gonna piece off here? Are you buying on the dip? The market's pulling back. It's taking calls still. What do you do? You load. I mean, it's relative strength. What do you
So
do?
someone told me
Or you sell
XLF
it.
is lagging some of these banks making new highs because within the XLF they have credit card companies. Is that true? That's what's holding the XLF back? Because
I don't know.
these
I don't
banks
know.
are making
They
new
might be
highs
holding
without
fast
XLF.
back. I think it's fast. I don't. Visa, Mastercard. Well, here's Visa and Mastercard. Here's
That's
Visa.
probably what's holding it back,
You know
the
what
credit card
amazes
companies.
me? And they even gave me credit once, which is why I know it's amazing.
Yeah, they're
Capital One. I don't know what holds this thing up.
okay.
But I don't care for that. But listen, it's my opinion. Price action trumps sentiment, but it is under it is what it is. Anyway, next.
Okay.
How about we go here, leave it off, coach? If we see the market moving a little bit, this is what I do. Let's go to see if I see some SPY bears going off, let's go percent gainers, percent losers in the last 15 minutes. Iron, Wolf, ALTM, Bros. Let's go percent losers last 60 minutes. Let's like micromanage. Nothing really major. I
Yeah,
don't see
nothing.
any major indices.
Yeah.
I see stocks that I wanted to sell that have been moving up. For example, here's SMR, and this one is an example of a stock like the other ones. Right here is SMR, a little stretch that I've been in that actually sold yesterday. A little early, but this is one that they're taking profits in. I'm not sure if it's they're another one. For example,
Looks like
Kava,
Drive 2.
you know,
That looks
Iron
ugly.
been up. Iron's been taking the
I
most
wouldn't
amount
be
of calls.
long Kava.
So
All right. That either.
now we'll finish it out to see if there's actually proper rotation of running into the indices, percent gainers in the last 60 minutes. ZAP has been the hottest stock on the board. JMIA, TVTX, low floater. Baidu's China.
Yeah,
So
China.
what I'm saying is I don't even see any major
Yeah.
Microsoft, Apple. I don't even see the spies. I see stocks that are getting speculative. I don't.
Yeah, that's interesting. So they're buying China and some trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you really want, I mean, this is what you
Yeah,
do.
you've caught a lot of the China moves over the last few years I've been with you. because you don't have fear about buying China. So, I
Just
mean,
as
it was a
coach,
couple of
it
weeks ago
seems
you started liking Baidu and some of the other stuff. So nice work.
thank you. It seems obnoxious. It's not. It's a symbol that goes with groups of other symbols with volume. It's numbers and letters.
Yeah.
It's not that simple. Believe me. I don't know if it's even proper to look that way. That's what I look at. Obviously, I don't. I know that more numbers are more relevant than others, meaning P&L. But if it's got it and it makes sense, and you have discipline and innate fundamentals with you, range, I don't have a better system. I developed one of my own systems over almost 30 years. I just maybe had to do my system better than maybe other people that do their system. I don't
You
know.
get better at your own system as time goes on.
Well, yeah, because I simplify things. And getting back to the RSI question, we could have the spaghetti indicator. I've had lines. I've had more lines in it than a country looks like invading Afghanistan. Believe me. And I negated a lot of them. I used to have 8 screens, screen envy, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It might work for some. It might be relevant for some. Less is better for me at my age. I know what I'm doing. Not my age, my experience. I know what I'm doing. Some people need 12. Some people need 20 golf clubs in the bag. I need the bare minimum. I have a couple of wedges. I got my putter I've been using for 20 years. You know what? They say you drive for show and putt for dough. 20 years of my putter that I'm using sinking putts and 20 years, 30 years of my system. I still know.
Ever use a pool cue on the green? Try and put it in
No,
that way?
that's so cliche. I've done it well over a couple of snooker games, and no, but that's cliche. I get it.
All right, buddy.
It's like having a radio in my golf bag, like Rodney Dangerfield. I want to do it, but it's been done.
All right. Well, you're doing a great job, Mike,
So
and
you, coach.
really keeping people in tune with what's happening with the markets inside the room. Nice work.
Well, I appreciate that, and you too, coach. And you know what? It's not. I'm not here to. I'm here to. We're here to facilitate every type of style. I'm not here to take out eights and compete with algos because hey, I can't. But with option flow, that might be flying, or some might be dormant. So if opportunity arises, it's I understand that I'm trying to bring more broader stocks and not get too specific on any type of experienced stock that, I'm trying to get more universal and what everybody would trade, more commodity based and more macro, maybe like coach would be instead of using these examples. But I'm here for any questions.
All right. Well, tomorrow I have Adam Button, one of the best news traders in the FX arena. It's kind of like a Mike V, only in Forex. So check him out. He's uh, one of the lead people at Forex Live, and that's tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. EST. And I'll see you on Thursday, buddy.
Like, I appreciate that, coach. Thanks for leading by example again. I'll try to do better the next time.
You did fine. Thank you, Mike.
Cheers.
See you guys.
All right. Try to do better the next time.